October is almost over, but we have enough time to sneak in one last design that works for both Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. So I started out by lining out with a white chalk pencil a large kind of circle and then an oval on its side to kind of create the background for the sugar skull that we're going to create today. Now I'm taking some Liquitex gesso and giving a nice base coat to the sugar skull background because these stones are very dark and very slippery, so this gesso just really helps make sure that we have full coverage with the paint. And now I'm topping off that gesso with white paint so that we have a nice bright white background to work with. This little spongy tool helps to remove the paint lines and kind of smooth them out, so it's a handy little tool if you're starting to see lines with the paint. You can kind of smooth it out with the spongy tool and it just kind of evens things out. Now I'm going to take a large flat acrylic dotting tool and some black paint and make 2 large dots for the eyes. I'm going to take a paintbrush and kind of smooth that out because sometimes you can get a little bit of extra paint on there and you don't want it to crack. Next, I'm going to take a nail dotting tool and add some black dots around these larger dots that we created for the eyes. Now I'm going to take the Posca PC1MR paint pen, flip the sugar skull upside down, and draw a little heart for the nose cavity. Then I'm going to take the Sakura Pigma fine line brush pen and I'm going to create the smile. So I'm trying to space it evenly between the eyes, and it's just a nice thin little line, and then I'm going to draw small little lines along that for the stitching. Now I'm going to take another nail dotting tool. You can play around with the sizes for what works best for you, but instead of rosy cheeks, I'm going to add little hearts on either side of the smile. Then I'm going to take the smallest nail dotting tool that I have, and I'm going to add turquoise dots that match the rosy cheeks, the little hearts, around the outside of the eyes where we created the black dots that gave a little bit of extra dimension, and this just gives it a really fun and colorful look. Now we're going to work with these colors, these nice bright colors, to create the crown of flowers on the top of the sugar skull. So I'm just using a paintbrush and making circular motions. These don't have to be perfect, they don't have to have perfect petals, it's just kind of a circular motion with bright colors. That's what I was going for, is I wanted nice bright colors. And you can see I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat after this because the first coat didn't completely fill in the flowers the way I wanted it to. While I'm waiting for those flowers to dry, I'm going to take this Thule Art acrylic paint pen and draw some leaves along the crown of flowers. So just a few simple leaves and some green curlicues to add a little bit of flair to the design. Now that the flowers have dried, I'm coming back with that Sakura Pigma paint pen and just making a swirl, kind of a circular swirl, kind of like a cinnamon roll it reminds me of, but this just gives the cartoon effect of the flowers. And then I'm going to outline each of the leaves and add a simple line right down the middle. I'm also going to outline the entire skull with the Sakura Pigma paint pen, as well as those 2 little rosy cheeked hearts. I loved how this came out so much that I started playing around with colors for the background of the sugar skull, so make sure you stick around to see the different options. Now you know me, I love my glitter paint, so I'm going to take some of this Hologram Extreme Glitter Paint and just add some swirls around the flowers to give a little bit of dimension and sparkle. There are also plenty of other places on this design to add glitter if you wanted to. Now let's take a peek at some variations. You could use a black background. You could take some metallic pearl white paint and look at that shimmer and shine. Or what really took this to the next level for me is using the Color Shift paints with a similar color underneath as a base coat. So this had like a lavender as a base coat, and look at that shine. How pretty is that? This one had a brighter purple for a base coat, and then look at how it comes out. So iridescent and beautiful. And this one had a light pink base coat with this Color Shift on top of it, and look how sweet these came out. I love sugar skulls so much, but these just blew me away at how cute they came out. If you enjoyed this design, check out this other video I have for you on the screen. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future uploads and notifications. As always, thank you so much for stopping by to watch, and I'll see you next time. Take care.